Hello students, we are going to study today the data science of class 10 AI. Now, what basically is data science? So, before we come to the understanding of what is data science, I would like you to listen first what we mean by data science.
Data science is the field of AI that combines programming, statistical methods and mathematical concepts to analyze and derive meaningful information from the raw data.
Okay, now basically data science is a branch of AI where we are using programming a mathematical concept, especially the statistical concept, to analyze and derive meaningful information from raw data. So the data is there and we are getting the meaningful information from this raw data. Now, what are the types of data? So we have structured data, unstructured data, and semi-structured data. Now, the first one is structured data. So what do we mean by structured data? So in case of structured data, we have a very highly organized and follow it's a highly organized first thing is there and it follows a predefined format. Means the data is stored in a particular format, like mostly it's a tabular format, like in a database, spreadsheets, in Excel. So here the structured data is there. The next one is the unstructured data. So as the word is telling, okay, by the term unstructured, we basically mean the data which is not having any structure.
Unstructured data has no predefined format and is not organized. This can include text documents, emails, social media posts, images, videos, and sensor data.
Okay, so basically it is the data which has no predefined format, mostly like a text are there, emails are there, social media are there. So images are there, videos are there. So there we cannot put it in a particular format. So this kind of a data is a unstructured data. Now, before we move into further into the details of this particular topic, I would like you to know about this particular course, which is a class CBSE Class 10 AI board exam full revision course. In this particular course, all the topics which like I have created lectures of AI, so their questions, answers are there, and it is a very helpful for your board preparation. So here you can get sample papers, video lectures, and obviously all the question answers and MCQ, especially the quizzes, because quite a portion of the question paper is devoted to quizzes. So if you are studying from here, so there are very high chances of scoring very good marks in your exam. Okay, let's continue further. Now, what do we mean by semi-structured data? So we have understood structured data which has certain kind of format, predefined format. Then we have unstructured data which has no format like images, text, videos, etc. Now there is the third category which is the in-between category, which is the semi-structured data.
Semi-structured data is a mix between structured and unstructured data. It uses tags or markers to separate data values. For example, data in XML, extensible markup language, and JSON, JavaScript, object notation, files.
Okay, so you may not have seen this XML, but XML is basically here. The data is not purely in a predefined format, but it is in between format where you can use this data to get structured data. So this is like a semi-structured data, which is there is the basically like a mix of a structured and unstructured data. Now the next thing is the data science in AI. Now, obviously, how this data science was already there. So how this data science is there from the point of view of AI, how we can apply this data science in AI.
Data science in AI involves in each step of project cycle. It includes collecting data, gathering data from various sources, cleaning data, fixing any errors or missing information in the data.
Okay, so try to understand this. Data science was already there. Now with the help of AI, how the data science in AI. So how this is in AI, how we can do this thing. We can gather the data from different sources. Then we can clean the data. Okay, so when we are using for the purpose of AI, this particular data is to be cleaned. Cleaning is simply means fixing any error or missing information, which is the next thing is about the two other thing, which is analyzing and building models. Now, what do we mean by analyzing and building models?
Analyzing data, using statistics and visuals to understand the data. Building models, creating algorithms that can learn from data to make predictions or decisions.
Okay. So, analyzing data is basically using statistics and the various visual tools, like we have already discussed in the earlier videos about data visualization. Using the graphs, we will try to analyze the data. Once the data is analyzed, we have understood what kind of relation patterns are there. Then we need to use some suitable algorithms. Algorithms are basically, you can say, programs. Using those programs, we can those programs which can learn from the data and get data they can provide. Prediction is a term might be giving you an idea. So it is predicting something which is there. So here the prediction is basically the output which a machine can generate. Okay, so so this is about the building the models. Now, after building the model, the next two steps are testing the model and deploying the model. Now, what do we mean by these two steps, testing and deploying the model?
Testing models, checking if the models work well using different metrics. Deploying models, using these models in real-life applications like chatbots, image recognition, and recommendations.
Okay, now once we have a system which can provide some output, now we you can use this system in different real life application. So this AI model will work behind as the intelligent force engine, which provide the information. Like as a chatbot is there, image recognition is there, recommendation systems are there. So maybe on the top in whether it's a Google search or it's a YouTube or even in the different like OTT platforms where people are searching. So immediately it might not be, you can see the information, the recommendations which are given to you. But behind the scene, there is a AI model which is working, which is providing you the information or this is processing this information and getting you the required outputs. Now, the next thing is the applications of data science. Now, where do we use this? What are the different applications of data science? So, the first one is healthcare, which itself is a very big sector. And second one is the finance.
One healthcare, predicting diseases, personalizing treatment plans, and improving patient care through data analysis. 2. Finance, detecting fraud, managing risks, and making investment decisions using data-driven insights.
So, healthcare is basically is a very big area where predicting the disease, treatment plans, and improving the patient care can be done through this data analysis. Next, a big area which is like even more than the healthcare is like it's a beginning to start AI related technologies which is at the initial stage. But finance is one area where AI is used a lot. Okay, whether it's a stock market prediction and all this, detecting frauds. Okay, so there's a huge chance of monetary frauds or during transaction it may happen. So this can be done with the help of AI, like data driven. We can do better decisions and we can mitigate the risk of this kind of frauds. Okay. Next two areas where we are using the AI is the marketing. Okay, marketing and the e-commerce. Now, how do these two areas are like data science is applied? Please listen to
3.
this.
Marketing, understanding customer behavior, segmenting audiences, and optimizing campaigns for better results. 4. E-commerce, recommending products, personalizing shopping experiences, and managing inventory based on demand.
Okay, marketing is basically selling. It's a sort of a little bit of like advertising. So basically, using the information, if we get that some customer behavior, so accordingly we can provide the AI models can accordingly provide the results or predict or can provide the information which as per the customer's preferences are there. Like the products he is interested, so those products can be provided to the customer. E-commerce is obviously is a big way where all types of shopping and all this are there. So here also the similar kind of strategy is there. So these websites are also using those e-commerce platforms are using AI to provide customer a personalized test according to their preferences. Okay. So the next area is the transportation and the social media. Now, how this transportation and social media is related to this. So please listen to
5.
first.
Transportation, finding best routes, managing fleets, and developing autonomous vehicles. 6. Social media, analyzing user behavior, detecting trends, and improving user engagement.
Okay, transportation. Okay, so but many apps are there. Okay, people mostly nowadays using a lot of this rental apps, cab apps are there. Like Uber is there. Okay, so those particular apps, which and even the Google Maps, which are there, which are providing the best routes for their vehicles for the transport purpose. Then social media. So social media is also where user engagement, whether it's a user engagement or giving you some recommendations. So there also based on the information of data, it process the data and give you the results. So behind the scene, there is a AI program is there, which is taking the data and based on the data, it's providing you the necessary output. Two more areas are the area of sports is there and agriculture. Now, how these two areas uh, are there where we can use the data science.
7. Sports, enhancing player performance, strategizing games, and improving fan experiences through data analytics. 8. Agriculture, predicting crop yields, optimizing resource use, and managing supply chains.
Okay, sports today is a lot of sports activities going on. So that in sports itself, there's a lot of data related to sports, which is requires some analysis. So which can be done without human interference, without by this AI models. And in agriculture also, again, if we get the data related to the weather patterns about the crop related data features, so there also it can predict the information related to crop yields and even the resources which are required. Okay, so the next one is some specific application like the fraud and risk detection. Now, what do we mean? Like how this fraud and risk detection is there in the this particular branch of uh, AI?
Fraud and risk detection, data science helps find and stop fraud and manage risks. It uses tools like machine learning to spot unusual patterns, predict problems before they happen.
Okay, so fraud and risk detection is one more area is there. So with the machine learning pattern, it is even uh, like before this thing happens, so it can predict the problem before this it can happen. Okay. So this is so it's not for a human being to always keep an eye on the transactions and to find out the unusual pattern, but where a AI-based machine or a program can keep eye on the transactions, and it can prevent these things as per the the solutions which are there to restrict or to stop this kind of frauds. Next is the genetics and genomics. Now, how here also this is a area of interest. Okay, it's a huge interest is there. So, how in this area data science is applied?
Genetics and genomics data science helps create personalized treatments by studying genetics and genomics. It aims to understand how DNA affects health and how genes relate to diseases and drug responses.
So, this genetics is a one field where we are studying genes and we try to understand DNA and all this, and it is also very complicated and is a very required a lot of programming related which is not humanly possible. So there also AI models can help, very helpful in finding the how this DNA affect the health and how this genes related disease and drug responses can be developed. Genetics and genomics. By data science, we combine the different data with genetics to understand how the genes affect the drug responses and diseases. Now, the next one is the internet search. Now, how in the internet search the data science is available or applied?
Internet search. All these search engines, like Google, make use of data science algorithms to deliver the best result for our searched query in the fraction of a second.
Okay, so again, there are some very complex and very advanced AI algorithms are there which are helping us these search engines to give results in instantaneously. So within a fraction, you are getting a number of. So there, so here also, based on some previous data, it is providing. It's not that every time it's getting, but looking at the searches, it is providing a list of websites and all. So this can be provided through. And here also, an AI program is working, which is providing this information. Next is targeted advertising. Now, what do we mean by targeted advertising?
Targeted advertising, digital marketing, including online ads and digital billboards, uses data science. By looking at your browsing habits and online activity, it figures out what you like.
Okay, now see, targeted advertising is a big field now. So slowly, what is happening? Even you see the people in a particular state are getting advertisement in their own language. So you can see how, and this is not so. There are programs which will, based on your location, it can find out what language, uh, advertisement can be given. So this then, and again obviously your browsing habits and online activity also give them an idea. So nobody is creating those things, but there are AI programs which go through this data, and based on the data they provide the advertising which is meant for you. uh, Now we further see like how this targeted advertising can be applied in data science.
Targeted advertising, it connects you with ads for things you are interested. This way, data science makes sure you see relevant ads and advertisers reach the right people, making ads more interesting for everyone.
Okay, so the thing is that data science, again, this targeted advertising, as I have just now said, that this field is becoming more and more personalizing, and it is specific people are given, specific type of people are given as per their requirements. advertisers are reaching them directly by giving them ad which are relevant to them and also making them more interesting for everyone. Okay, now the next thing is the website recommendations. Now, what do we mean by the website recommendations?
Website recommendations. Besides online shopping recommendations, many companies use similar systems to recommend movies, music, or even jobs, all with the goal of making your online experience better and enjoyable.
Okay, so once they know that what kind of requirements are there, so even the websites which are there, like especially the online e-commerce websites, they can provide you all the things advertisements which are relevant to you or the one in which you are interested. Next is the airline route planning. Okay, so this in this modern world there's a lot of airlines. Why airline? Even the railways, there's a lot of um, route, and is a huge transport systems are there. So here also data science is applied.
Airline route planning, this helps airlines choose routes that save time, reduce costs, and improve efficiency, leading to better service for passengers and higher profits for the airlines.
Okay, so obviously route planning and all this, which is very important. So here by analyzing the data like passenger demands, okay, weather, fuel cost, and flight times, okay. So which route is which can be when used, so it can cover most of the passengers can take this one. So this kind of things which are can help. It's like by the AI can also use this data, previous data, and based on this data, they can decide the uh, airline routes. Okay. So this helped the airlines choose routes that save time, reduce cost, improve efficiency, leading to better service for passengers and higher profits for the airlines. Okay. So once you know that certain routes where more people are going, okay, taking those particular routes, obviously, if those routes are used by the airlines, so they can save a lot of time and cost, and obviously they can provide a better service to the passengers. Okay, now how this thing is further helping the uh, data science is how helping the airlines.
Using data science, the airline companies can predict flight delay, decide which class of airplanes to buy, whether to directly land at the destination or take a halt in between.
All right, so I think these are also the benefits of data science using data science by the airlines. So the companies can predict flight delay, which class of planes to buy, and this all sorts of other information which is helpful for their operations. Now, the next thing is about the data collection. Now, what is data collection?
Data collection in data science is the process of gathering information from various sources to use in analysis. This can include surveys, sensors, websites, databases, and more. The goal is to collect accurate and relevant data that can be used to find patterns, make predictions, and help solve problems.
Okay, so data collection is one of the very important steps, okay, in this data science. Where we need to see which are the sources. So sources can be surveys, sensors, websites, etc. And the goal is to collect the accurate data, and also in the next steps we need to find the patterns and to make predictions on based on those patterns, so that which can help to solve the problem. So data science is basically using the data. So obviously here we need to collect the data from the different sources. Okay? So these sources can be online sources. This can be offline also. Records will be there. So this is basically the step of data collection. Now the data sources is basically can be categorized in two ways, offline and online. For offline, there are sensors are there, surveys are there, interviews are there. By this you can collect. And for the online collection, you can go to the government sites, some of the reliable websites like Kaggle, which provide you the data, and some world organizations open source statistical websites which provides the data. Now, what are the different data sources? So if we go through the different data sources, here, so we have three types: surveys and questionnaires, sensors and IoT devices, and web scraping.
Data collection in data science comes from various sources, including 1. Surveys and questionnaires, online surveys like Google Forms or SurveyMonkey. 2. Sensors and IoT devices, weather sensors and smart home devices. 3. Web scraping, extracting data from websites like Amazon or Twitter.
Okay, so surveys and questionnaires are there. Okay, so Google Forms and all these sensors and IoT devices. And web scraping, you can programmatically also extract the data from the websites. Okay, the next three categories are your API are there, API databases, and logs of transactional data, which is like the data which is already stored when you transacted or before you have done when some transactions.
Data collection in data science comes from various sources, including 4. APIs, using services like Twitter API to gather social media data. 5. Databases, accessing company databases or public data repositories. 6. Logs and transactional data, analyzing website logs or sales transactions.
Okay, so you have this APIs are there, so they are providing APIs. Okay, so through which you can get the data. Databases are there, and obviously the transactional data, which can be a source of this. Now we have public and government data sets. So the government also releases a lot of data. So these sources can be used for analysis and data making. Now, what are the types of data? So basically, we mostly use the data which is in a tabular format, and this data is stored in a particular format, which is either in spreadsheet, CSV files, which are comma separated values, and SQL databases, where we use SQL structured query language to extract the data. So what is spreadsheet? Spreadsheet, you must have used Excel where the data is stored in form of rows and columns. So it's a very common form of storing data. Still, many companies are storing the data. Normally, at initial stage, they store the data in the form of spreadsheet. Now, CSV files have become recently a very uh, huge way of a big way in they store the data, because it's very easy to store the data here. And here it is also storing a data in terms of the records, where each line in the data records with fields separated by commas. So it is like a comma separated file, which is very easy to modify, and it can store a huge amount of data in without taking too much memory space. Finally, the structured query language SQL, which is used for programming, used for getting extracting data from DBMS. Now, data access. Now, obviously, we need some kind of a program, already predefined programming libraries, which can help us to access the data from these data sources. So, NumPy is there, Pandas is there, Matplotlib is there. Now, NumPy is basically is providing a large group of numbers like list and tables, and many math function which can easily perform calculation on these numbers. Pandas is also there, which is a Python library which organize and analyze and manipulate numerical data. And you can do a lot of operations like sorting and summarizing to get the information. Matplotlib, on the other hand, gives you various types of charts to visualize data and help to understand and present the information clearly. Okay, next is the data visualization. So obviously, once you get the data from different sources, now you convert them into graphs and pictures so that you can understand easily the patterns and trend in the data, right? So this is data visualization. Various types of charts are there, graphs are there, bar graph, histogram, scatter plot, area plot, and pie. So you can see the bar graph. The bars are there. Histogram is for continuous data. Scatter plot is basically relationship between the data values. Then area plot is there and pie plot, which is there to show you the data of different categories. Then this is a one pie chart, which is telling about the fruit quantity distribution. Then bar graph, which is again food quantity distribution, which is telling. Histogram is there, which is telling the distribution. Then area plot of sine graph. Then scatter plot is there. So these are the different plots are there. Now, again, I'm bringing your uh, to you this information about this particular course. After going through this particular video, if you go there, there's a lot of questions and MCQs, quizzes, and questions are there which are relevant from the board's point of view. So going through and those course questions, answers, and studying them properly will help you to score very good marks. Okay, students. So we have come to the end of this video lectures, and there will be a few more video lectures on this topic. So see you in the next video lecture. Thank you.